Adobe Premiere and After Effects.
That's easy, and that wasn't near as long as I was hoping to get audio sample.
it was, to be fair, it was still better than we've had for the last 10, 20 minutes.
Well, if
Yes.
you want me to repeat anything, I'll go for it. But
Well, no, but what we're going to do here in a minute, since Jim happened to take over the line of questioning and got us out, I think we should go back and revisit what we were talking about with your Marvel stint, which was also the question was, what other notable projects? So if you want to maybe touch on that again, and then also any other things of note that people would recognize. If you don't, I'm sorry to ask you again, but just since that was cutting out so hard, maybe we can talk about that again.
no, totally. So I did a bunch of the Marvel shows for Netflix, not including Luke Cage, and then mostly Daredevil because it ran the for 3 seasons, and I did a lot of work in the third season. And I mean, that's like one of the biggest notable things. I also do work for Gotham, The Blacklist, Blind Spot, um, even things like The Marvelous Miss Maisel that's on, I believe, Amazon. Has stunts in it, yes, it does. um,
So what I just heard was literally everything you work on has gotten canceled, except maybe the
yeah,
podcast.
I forgot to mention Mr. Robot is another.
Okay.
Busy dude, and everything you touch turns to gold. That's what I'm hearing. Oh, they would,
That's
if you
funny.
need a project to go well and you have stunts in it, hire James and it will fucking work, apparently. Just
But like, you know what's really funny is I had no idea he had worked on all these shows, and just this morning on the way to work I was chatting with a friend of mine and we were talking about all of these shows.
How bad they are.
No, because
Yeah.
she does stunt work too.
Oh,
And like Daredevil immediately came up and it was just like, just by weird cosmic coincidence you were in that. I was just like, okay, so we talked about that, Iron Fist. She wasn't a fan of Luke Cage. I liked Luke Cage, but I'm a weird dude. This is fine.
I usually don't
no,
watch
Luke Cage.
anything I work on.
So, so how does doing the Marvel shows and doing the stunt acting and everything else translate into the videos that you're making now that are going up on Movie of the Week?
Um, I mean, it's different in the fact that when I work on those shows, something is specifically asked upon me, like, hey, we need, a SWAT guy to get tackled through this box, or need you to fall out this window, or take a hit on the ground. With IRL videos, it's a lot more fun for me because I get to do it like on my watch, on my time, on my own coordinates, and be like, okay, and it's obviously, it stems from Destiny, which I love, and it just, like, that makes the process all the more worth it because I know how awesome the move is in game. It's like, okay, let me try to make this as awesome as possible in real life, with just me and my fucking hammer.
Nice.
All right, let me
If you brought
let
up
me
Destiny
rephrase
that way.
let me rephrase this question. How much weed
Okay.
did you have to smoke to come up with the idea to do this?
Okay, none, but
I mean, have to is a subjective term.
Okay,
did it have to
acid.
be? Did it have to be like right before, or?
No, what I'm asking is how did this idea creep into your head? Obviously, given what you do, it's kind of a natural thing. But like, what inspired you to make these? Was there something that just was like, oh, holy shit, that's a good idea, or did somebody like present it to you? Like, how did you get into doing this? The Destiny
It's more,
stuff.
yeah, It's more of the that first part. It was like, oh, this is a good idea, and honestly, that first video where it's just me spinning a staff, and I was like, oh, this is a Arc Strider activation animation. I just happened to be training, bow staff, and I just thought of the animation in my head, and I did it, and then I was like, let me just see. Like, I existed on Twitter obviously before this, but I was like, let me just like put this together. Let me like throw it out there. Let me like put the appropriate tags and hashtags, and even notices, and it kind of
People
really took
noticed.
off. It took off, and then I was like, okay, like that was enough confirmation that this is something cool, and I just went forward from there.
Well, let me ask you this.
One of the things that,
Well, no, I was talking. Fuck off.
from my perspective, we started at the same time.
No. Rick had you beat on this.
Go ahead, Jim. Go.
This may open a can of worms, and I apologize if it does.
Okay.
I should have told him to shut up.
A lot of the fuck off. A lot of the animations that you
I'll try to be
do
quick.
are based on on real specific weapon-based stuff, and there's only so many like static things that you could do with those in-game weapons. Shadow keep coming up, finishing moves, which are also going to be modifiable in the sense that they're going to have cosmetics attached to them, or different animations and so forth, lead me to believe there's going to be a ton of different variations on that. As someone who does what you do, and as a lover of Destiny, how fucking excited are you to have that much more stuff to be able to make videos on and experience?
Oh, dude, I can't wait. I mean, besides just wanting to, obviously play the new content and like really fucking dive into all that shit, like cut me off to watching the Vidoc just earlier, and it stopped right at that back kick that I believe is a Warlock is doing. I was like, fuck, they showed another one. It was like, I can't wait just to get all of them. Like that's probably the first thing I'm grinding for is all of them. I'm sure they're not gonna be all available, day one, but still, like, forward to guns. I'm looking forward to fucking finishers and just doing them on my own.
Oh, okay, so this was actually it's from the chat, but there's a question I was going to ask. You said you were a day one Destiny player, Destiny 1 player.
Yeah.
What was your attraction? What got you into that? What hooked you into it? And like Mona was saying, most people were into Halo and COD. So what was different about Destiny to make you say, okay, I'm in. I want to do this?
Yeah, so it was definitely that Halo route. I give props to my cousin who got me into gaming, and we'd spend many nights together, playing Halo, and like we'd be involved together and just doing that last mission like co-op, with the Warhog, and even in Halo 3, it's just fucking awesome to do. And then seeing what Bungie was going to do with Destiny, it was like we're already in. Like I already went to like midnight releases for most of the Halos, and loved Reach, loved ODST. Like I was sold. I was like, whatever they make, like I'm getting, I'm buying, I'm playing. So, and I've never participated in a beta before. I need to be like, oh, like I get to try this game like before it comes out. Like you get a little taste. Like we get the level up to like level 8, or I believe it was 8. And just seeing like what that world was, I was already hooked because the gunplay was just amazing in it.
That whole beta was like crack.
It really was.
Because you had like what was it, 10 days or something, and then you had like a 3 days off, and that whole 10 days I'm like, and then you bring it back.
Oh my god, crazy. Yeah, I think I even character just to start it again.
Mm-hmm.
So all right, so to like revisit something we were talking about earlier, why a Warlock? What was it that I mean, because we all identify as something.
The guy has great taste. Why do you have to ask stupid questions?
Space magic. Does it need a
Can't really
weapon
argue with that.
to fuck shit up?
Were you always a traitor? I mean, warlock.
So ban her.
Wow. She is so hurt right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
all right.
God. She was,
Sorry to
she is
disappoint,
so,
but
she
I
is
gotta,
so hurt in her soul right now.
I gotta stick behind the warlocks, man. Especially not like all the love that they don't get.
I'm okay with them mostly.
Yeah,
I have more of a hunter thing.
Oh, I get it. I could see why hunters are cool.
So where do you play at? What system are you on?
I was like, at least you did.
Hold on, two people are talking. I play on Xbox.
Ah. Ha Win again. All the cool people are on Xbox, apparently. I win again. Excellent.
I'm on everything except
I
for the word that shall not be named.
Avia?
But, for one, because yeah, there you go. He can say it. I can't.
We have been deceived and bamboozled.
Boop, we don't
That's
want to hear
great.
any of your shit. You've made a wrong choice this week.
Oh, God.
You don't
Why
want
would
to
you
hear
say?
any of it. Leave Boop alone.
All right, so let me go back to. I'm gonna ask this question again in a serious format. It's
Okay,
like
go.
me. I started out as a hunter
Yep.
for reasons. I
Okay.
fell in love with being a Titan down the road. So I'm sure you tried different subclasses. Space magic's the easy answer, but
Yeah.
is it kind of you like the role play aspect to where obviously you're a very physical person in what you do, so is this like a separation where you're role playing something else different that attracted you, or lore aspects, or just gameplay aspects?
I mean, just like just booting up that beta, and just seeing the three characters, it seemed different and cool enough to try day one. See, like, why the fuck it was floating, like what the hell is in its hand, like what did Bungie do to make this different than just a Spartan, which I knew that's what I figured the Titan was going to be. It's just a Spartan, just a soldier that just shoot, gun, punch. Like, let me see something different.
I dig it. I mean, relatable.
I think all of us kind of went in expecting to see some kind of, if you were coming from Halo, some kind of continuation from what the Master Chief was. Like, you were expecting to see Master Chief 2.0. At least I know I was. And I really didn't get the sense from any of the characters when I was looking at them that they were really that. Like, it really felt like a whole new game other than, like the gunplay feels similar. But other than that, it didn't really feel like Halo at all.
Right. I definitely
Titans
agree.
are kind of close, but that's
Yeah, but
not perfect 1-to-1.
But not really. Like,
especially now.
Right. Especially, yeah, I would agree with that. Like Halo 3 era Master Chief versus upcoming Year 3 era Titan. They're aside from basically having a barrel chest, there's really not a draw the comparison with at that point.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, like, over time, like, I just, I didn't eat a warlock. I was just like, oh, like, I get to resurrect, like, out of nowhere. Like, that was, like, one of the coolest things. And even just, like, leveling up that super and popping it in the Crucible for the first time. And people are just like, oh, shit. Like, this guy's alive. Was probably one of the best moments.
that seriously needs to be a hashtag. Bring back self-res.
I don't know if I agree with that, but
oh, come on, how many times?
It's pretty game breaking.
It wasn't game breaking.
It's game breaking.
So I
In
can't.
trials,
I
waiting
liked
for the
it.
counter to go down, waiting for a second,
exactly.
and then popping it.
I can't tell you how many times though you get wiped on a nightfall or whatever. You get to the final boss in a God damn it, my brain just shut down. Like a vault of glass. Yeah, raid, and you're just there, and it's like, holy shit, we're that close. We just got wiped, and that warlock pops at res, gets somebody else up, and you can continue on versus, just...
Oh, yeah.
I mean, my God, that was so nice compared to not having it.
Versus now we're out of tokens. Like, I still don't like that.
That's... The alternative really sucks.
That needs to go away, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I can...
Yeah, I'd be okay. I would be 100% okay with the self-res not coming back if tokens were no longer a thing in raid. I understand why it's done. Feel like... But to be fair, like, the mechanics in the Destiny 2 raids are very different from the mechanics in Destiny because there's so much group interplay.
Yeah.
Twitter account, this is different, sir. Destiny's not dead.
I didn't say Destiny is dead. I said dead is dead.
I'm sorry.
There's no...
Well, that's true. Dead is dead.
So,
it just raised the stakes, like, knowing you don't have that second life.
It was really nice, like, if you're beating your head against the wall in the raid and you did have a self-res warlock, because you knew it was like, okay, we at least have a chance. If everything goes sideways, there's still a chance.
And you had like 4 of them in Crotas.
I might have froze.
You have definitely frozen. Just go with it. This is fine. I think Jim just went to the bathroom.
Did now?
Didn't.
No, he's here.
No.
I'm still here.
We were just hoping.
They're hoping that I went to the bathroom because they want me to shut up.
No, you're fine. Okay. Well, did anyone find these questions that I alluded to?
No, man. I've been on yours.
No, they're not there, dude.
This is fine. We're just gonna skip that part. I really need to pin that next time. I'm thinking.
We'll never know these questions.
Someone else asked something while I try to remember.
There you go. Go ahead, Ryan.
Oh no! So because I did not do my research this week at all, I'm curious. How many times have you won movie of the week, or have you? Assuming that you probably have at least once.
Just once.
Just once? How long ago?
It was
2 weeks.
2 weeks, I think.
Okay, so recent.
Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago.
Okay. So
yeah, that was really exciting.
It was very exciting for everybody because the community is rallied around your stuff in a way that not a lot of dudes or dudettes get, like, consistent. Like, a lot of times you'll see someone have like 1 or 2 videos go like pop big. They don't kind of maintain, especially when they're in like a short format like that. But I don't think I've seen anything video wise that goes up in that way where it goes up on social media. I haven't seen anything that it has caught on quite the way yours have. It's consistently good stuff. It's always interesting. I mean, and it just, I think it speaks to everybody. Like, just in the fact, there's a lot of us, like myself, like, I'll never be able to do that. Even when I was in my prime, at my best weight, and I could never move like that. That's just not the way I'm. So I think that it kind of expands on the power fantasy that a lot of Guardians have, and I think it's really cool that you've had the consistency that you have. Is there you've been wanting to do with this type of content that you haven't had a chance to do, or like what's the next level up for you, do you think, as far as doing this type of stuff?
Well, I did happen to make something that I may have teased on my Twitter a few weeks ago. It was probably before I won Movie of the Week that I just did a still frame from a video project. It's like a brick wall with a Lost Sector symbol on it. So without leaving mystery, but I'm working on a live action short film Disney project, which is something I've been wanting to have done for a very long time, and that is kind of how this all started. Like, that project has taken so much time and prep and production.
Relatable.
Yeah, I know. Just tonight took so long.
Is it because like the stuff that you really want to make, that you're passionate about, it's like that's the shit that takes way too much time.
Right. You don't want to fuck it up. So, still being made, as I speak now. But in the meantime, I was like, you know what, I can fill that destiny void with, maybe just swinging a fucking staff around and calling myself a hunter. That's not what I did, but it is what I did. But anyway, I totally forgot the question, but hey.
Go with it. We have more questions. Okay, so maybe he cut out. We're waiting.
No, I'm still here.
Oh, okay.
I thought you were going to ask me another question.
No, I am. No, I got it static. They're coming to red, so I'm like, oh shit, we lost him again. It's fine. It's fine. Nobody fucking panic.
I contract you so I can panic at any time.
You should make me one of those pop-up screens that says Rick is not panicking.
Okay, we can do that.
I have no idea because Titan. Anyways, what are your favorite activities to do? Like when you're just your day to day. Like, do you really enjoy raiding? You just like the everyday PvP stuff? Crucible? Like, what's your jam in Destiny?
I really enjoy just hopping in the Crucible. Like I did it earlier today and yesterday, just because I've been seeing things like what is it, like casual or whatever. I forgot even what it's called because they're changing it in Shadowkeep. Whatever's not competitive has become real sweaty.
So competitive?
No, whatever the other version is.
Quick play?
That's what it is.
Which is the more competitive of the two?
Yeah, so I hopped in quick play just to do, dailies and whatnot. And yeah, it's pretty sweaty. But the cool thing is people are trying new things. Like, I see Ward of Dawn getting in there. I see people using Shadow Shot. That's the cool stuff that I like seeing. And people are using different, weapons because they know a change is going to come and they're preparing themselves. But I just ran in there with, my bow hand cannon combo and just did my same old.
Well, there's something to be said for consistency, right? You find that depending upon like an Iron Banner versus Rumble versus Quick Play, I might vary up a little bit what I'm going to map. Are you the type of person that has like one set loadout that you're really comfortable with and you just adjust play style based upon the loadout based on what you're doing?
I'll adjust my play style before I switch to a gun, unless it's, I've noticed that the Crucible hasn't forced me to choose a certain loadout unless it was, competitive, or like Trials back in the day. Like Trials, you had to have a certain loadout or, you up, or, you would just get shit on over mic. Now, and I think that's what they're going for, is they want people to use anything, a viable option. And, I think I'm a believer of that. And, for a while I've been using the Last Word and Subtle Calamity for a really long time. And I'll just swap out like my... Yeah. And I see Subtle Calamity is like really, come up in like the the bow option, Wish Ender maybe, or like I love Monarch, but I can't give up my exotic, because Last Word is just so good. Rushing at you with a fucking shotgun, and it just lay down the whole round to them. It's amazing. It's the best shutdown, in my opinion.
Yeah, Last Word's been coming up a lot more, I've found, in like the last month or so. And like as a Titan who shoulder charges like a motherfucker, I've had to learn all kinds of shit. Like I've forgotten completely about straight lines. I have to like use cover and like sneak up on bitch because they're all like blah 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 blah. Which that's the thing. Like anytime I've ever had to defend,
you're a Titan, right?
Shoulder charge. Yeah. Anytime I've had to defend shoulder charge, it's like you have to learn how to counter. And I think that a lot of what's happening now with the balance of the game, which is a good thing, that it forces you to counter the things you don't like. And there are options to do that. Like a year ago, that wasn't necessarily the case, and certainly not really the case in most of Destiny 1. Like, was going to use a meta weapon, you just kind of, well, fuck, I'm dead. I'll just have to deal with it. I feel like there's more options now than ever on both sides of whatever gun's being used, which is it's amazing. I like it.
What I would love.
I'm a horrible person.
Use what?
Oh God.
I said I use the chaperone because I am a horrible person.
Rick,
but everyone knew this.
I'm using the loadout that you gave me 3 weeks ago when we were chatting on the phone. Rick and I were having this conversation because I'm sitting there. I was just bitching about just having gotten shit on a few times in PvP, and Rick just off the cuff goes, Maleficent is rude as fuck in Crucible. It was like I was desperate as hell to try something because I was just having a.
I really didn't want to let that out on the air.
Well, you did.
Malfeasance.
Whatever. So.
Oh, it's horrible.
Yeah. So
now everyone's gonna shoot me with it. Awesome.
Well, there's only 9 fuckers on Xbox. I'm sure they all have.
We're like 10 or 11.
Yeah, whatever.
Let's be fair.
You know what I do see a lot in Crucible recently, though, and I'm surprised by it, is I see a lot of Graviton Lance coming back.
A little bit.
Oh, that's my shit.
I love that gun when it was new, but Jesus. I'm surprised to see it back.
Yeah, pulses are really coming back. I was like one of the few guys who had the Catalyst when it first came out, and I was like, that's all I ran in the Crucible, and people were like, what the fuck? Like, it would just send me messages like,
it's rude,
cheat, like aimbot, like all that. Yeah, it was not fun, but I just couldn't help but laugh because it was so much fun on my end.
Right.
I think there's a lot of PC players kind of like coming over to console, and it plays differently, so you're seeing like really.
Yeah.
I think that's like going the other way too, coming on.
Yeah, absolutely. Like people are like bringing what they're used to on a different platform and adjusting, and maybe stuff they really liked on one. Like I got killed. What's the well, it doesn't matter the name of the Dreaming City auto rifle that you get. A
Tiger Spite.
Tigers. There was a dude in comp had a Tiger Spite and it had high caliber rounds, and was just completely smoking us. And I'm like, the dude's killing me with an auto rifle, and I can't stop it.
Dude, like I was in Iron Banner today, and I won probably like 80% of the matches. Not I, but the teams I was on. And I did something. I went away from my kinetic shotgun loadout, and I switched to. I have a curated auto from Crown of Sorrows, and I have a pretty good roll on that Raid shotgun, which is comparable to like a Dust Rock or something like that. Doesn't have quite the range on it that like a retooled tail does or whatever, but I like the way it feels because it fires a little bit faster. But that little extra bit of impact and the slow rate of fire for control, like even on PC with a controller, that was ripping through some motherfuckers. And with the changes that they're making to the balance, I feel like auto rifles are going to be coming back in a pretty big way. And yes, James just dropped out.
That's so fun.
And he's back. There he is. He was like, Jim's talking about auto rifles. I could leave.
He must be really mad that they're getting buffed here soon.
Yeah.
No, it just crashed on me. Hold on, sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
No worries. You're good. But
I mean, I'm not opposed to Tiger Spot at all.
it's a good weapon. It was my primary for a long time. And I didn't really mess with it much until I got a really good hazard of the cast, I think, and then the raid auto rifle. I got the curated one like last week, and that's been kind of my go-to, which has kind of changed up how I play in general. Because usually it's always been for me, a shotgun in the kinetic, and then whatever in the energy slot, and then whatever for power. But like now it's kind of because I've gotten pretty lucky with gear drops in the last couple of weeks to where I can kind of fuck around a bit. But that just speaks more to your point, James, that you can kind of do things, with the way things work. You can kind of swap things out on the fly and kind of have some fun with it. It's good stuff.
Yeah, and I just didn't like, I was all aboard the, what's the Gambit pulse rifle?
Outbreak, Vigilance Wing. Is it exotic or is it a legendary?
It's legendary. It's the Gambit one.
I have it.
Oh, Bygones.
Yeah, Bygones. So I was all aboard the Bygones and, shotgun combo. And then it just, like, everyone was doing that. I was like, this is boring. Like, this is like running around with the same thing. Like, there's no variance. Like, there's no, like, different ranges of, battle. So I switched it up, and now I can snipe with a bow and super close range with my last word, and shut down shotguns and still shut down Revoker with my Calamity, or like whatever, Twilight Oath and all the other ones. And it just again, Bungie is allowing us to pick viable options in the Crucible.
I'm noticing. Go ahead.
No, you're fine.
I was gonna say I'm noticing like people are like really experimenting. Like I was playing the other night with my friend Wicked, and they had a dude on our. We had a warlock on our team, and he was rocking double sidearms.
Silent clap.
And because I'm dead and I'm watching the dude play, and he was ruthless and was doing work, but he was double sidearms. I was just like, this is a dude he's committed to close quarters combat.
Wow.
And does not care, and he was wrecking houses. I'm like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm dead. I can watch this.
Sidearms aren't bad. Like,
you guys gotta know how to use them. You gotta be comfortable with the range on them, which I think is kind of hard to adjust to, because they have a weird.
They're not bad. They're just not fun for most people. I think is the bigger issue. I think a lot of people
it's
just
a fast hand cannon.
Yeah, I just don't.
I can't touch one because of Wormwood. I still have like PTSD from the whole Wormwood thing. So I can't touch a
dude.
sidearm.
When I was doing,
were you on that Last Hope train?
When I was practicing for Destiny 2 and Destiny 1, I was trying to get like close to the thing. I actually ran Universal Remote and then Wormwood, Harold Quillam's Terminus. That was the loadout for like the last 2 months of Destiny for me, and I pissed a few people off. I mean, that's not a fun combination to go up.
Terminus was the LMG, right?
Yeah.
So good.
Pat. Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to share everybody my filthy shame of when I was a hunter. So I think it was I think the Ill Will quest. I think that was one. There was anyway. I think I was doing Ill Will, and there was like a certain number of kills you had to get or whatever. So it was one of the exotic quests. It was all Crucible. So I made the Blade Dancer. Blade had been nerfed into Oblivion, unless you played Invis. So I adjusted to play Invis. So I had the whatever tree it was or whatever set up the perk, where if you kneeled down you could go invisible. And then I had Kepri Sting, so I had like more invisibility. and I would run around with a wormwood and a last word, and with bones of Ao, so it would be invisible. So you do it one of two ways. Either you use Capri's just be invisible all the time, or you'd run bones and be invisible and literally be in the air triple jumping, invisible, with the last word and wormwood, and just dive bomb people. And by the time they figured out you were there, you were invisible again. And like I said earlier, I'm a horrible person.
So what we learned is Rick is just an asshole.
Hey man,
Probably got reported as spam a lot.
I got reported a lot for cheating. Hacker, dude, this is in the game. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm glad I wasn't playing on an Xbox at that time, because if I'd have come across you at that point, I probably would have, like, my kidneys would have burst from all the toxicity of that shit. Fuck! This motherfucker!
Maybe the world's a better place that I started playing Striker, so you're welcome.
Oh God,
The reason is because without them, we'd never have gotten Peregrine Greaves. You know,
I don't play bottom tree. I have self-respect.
Neither do I. I tree guy. But it's, you know, I understand why people play bottom tree, and it's because they have no soul. So that's fine.
So
you know,
redheads.
it's just easy to pick out. Yeah.
Do they have neck beards?
I mean, I'm not going to be the one to say it. You know, Mom, bring me my pizza rolls is probably, you know, uttered quite often in those households. Where's my Hot Pocket? And for the, you know, the of age ones that will, you know, do bottom trees, probably lots of Natty Ice cans like around their feet. So just saying.
Or the underage
It's right
ones.
next to like their crusty. It's right, and it's right next to like the crusty fuck doll that's like half deflated in the corner.
Oh my God.
Is there anybody?
Broke 'em.
Is there anybody else you want to just fuck with right now so we can get canceled?
If you fuck inflatables, I'm not against you as a person. I'm just saying it's more likely that you're one of those people if you use bottom tree striker. That's all. That's all. Fuck dolls are fine. I'm not trying to like hate on people.
I mean, I can't argue.
Bottom tree striker.
I mean, I have no legitimate argument against this. It's just not something I would ever say out in front of other people.
It's out there.
I'm not saying this is some kind of like logical, reasonable thing to say. It's just me lashing out angrily, out of emotion. That's all. It's not a fact.
Out of emotion, my emotions.
That's right. That's right. That's all it is.
I guarantee you, and James said he'd come on this podcast. This is not a topic he was thinking he was going to be talking about.
Nobody thought this was a topic we'd be talking about.
Being me, honestly, I didn't. I told you guys what I was saying away.
Wait, are you talking about bottom tree strikers or inflatable?
All of
dolls?
it.
Yeah, it's a theory. It's a theory.
I think more people are offended by the bottom
tree striker.
than the inflatable.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sure
Exactly.
chat's very
That's
happy.
what I'm saying. At the end of the day, I really honestly feel like if you ask a Destiny player, if you just showed them two pics, and one was a bottom tree striker, the other one was a half deflated fuck doll, like, which one do you find more offensive? They're going to point at the goddamn bottom tree striker every fucking time. Matter of fact, I might have to tweet that out.
You won't.
That's amazing.
Well, he's going to go get his half deflated fuck
I
doll.
can't even talk right now. I've laughed so hard. Jesus Christ.
I feel like I should use euphemism for something.
This is fine.
Half deflated fuck doll.
Wow, because the question I had loaded for this that I was waiting for was to ask him, all right, if he used props in his videos, and now I don't want to ask that question because I don't want to know the answer.
I mean, there's a hammer.
I'm
There's
sorry, James. I'm really sorry.
a
I'm so sorry, dude.
Hashtag James, I'm sorry.
Yeah, pretty much. Feel like previous conversation aside, you're good.
For fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Sorry. Well, we know you use hammers and staffs. We know that.
There have been swords. I've seen
There's
swords.
been swords. There's been swords.
Swords.
Oh, shit. Oh.
Fuck.
Yeah, we're all broken.
Just fuck you, Jim. Good God.
Yeah, it's my fault. It's my fault. Hashtag Jim stop the show again. Sorry. I did have a follow-up question to something you were saying earlier though about the longer the short film that you're working.
Oh yeah.
Can we do that?
Is that something that I don't want you to give away too much, obviously, because it's a thing still in progress. So if it, just answer whatever you're comfortable with, obviously. Do you find that there's going to be like any green screen work in that? Are you working on costumes? Like, is there a technical hurdle that you're trying to overcome that maybe is new to you?
In this one particular, I have a lot more help, more people involved. I would just say that
All right.
it's a bit of a modernized take. It made much away, but I know
I get that.
it's in line with people asking me to, do these videos in armor and all that. It kind of addresses that in a way, but I'll leave the project to, stand on its own too to answer that.
When you start getting into like the costuming of it, that's a whole other animal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah. I mean, it affects movement, and then like it's not just does the costume allow you to move. Is the costume gonna like not break when you try to do something? Because you look at a lot of these cosplayers that have these amazing Guardian and Elixni, cosplay and stuff. She tried to do something like really full on action. That thing would fall apart inside of like 8 seconds. A lot of that stuff.
Especially if you only have one.
Right. Exactly. It's not a easy undertaking to get a costume like that running, but then to turn around that functional from an action standpoint, I can't imagine the kind of work that would have to go into that sort of a thing. Pretty crazy.
Yeah, and it just doesn't sound like something anyone would really want to do.
Ever.
No one would ever want to try that.
Question from chat.
Do it.
Are you ever going to make a Warlock floofing clip?
You mean just...
The question says when... The question literally reads, when you gonna make floofing clip? Yeah. I'm assuming Warlock. I made that assumption, but,
Oh, yeah. They just want to see me fly. I understand.
You don't actually have the power of flight, do you?
Well, yeah, if he's
It's
got
still
Final
up
Cut Pro.
for debate. Yeah.
I don't know how you could possibly ever make this, but if you could, if you could recreate the Dawnblade whole flying through the air, slinging flaming dongs at people, I don't know how you would do it, but that'd be badass.
I'm the bad guy.
Wait, is that what they are? So I have to go get a new prop?
Well, I'm sure Jim's probably
You
got
could
some.
probably
now.
just use After Effects. It'd probably be easier.
Apparently, you gotta go to the sex shop, buy a bunch of dildos, and coat them with kerosene and light them on fire. According to, I'm just talking about using things as intended, and this motherfucker's setting dildos on fire. Okay, there's a difference.
I'm above you. You have to point up. I think CGI would be a better way to go in retrospect.
Way cheaper.
Just throwing it out there.
Yeah, Warlock is definitely on my to-do list. I don't know about floofing, but I will definitely. I've attempted Dawnblade already, and I did attempt the other Hunter Supers as well. But yeah,
I want to
I don't
know
know
how
about
you.
floofing.
I want to know how you would do a Nova Bomb.
What if I can't tell you that?
I'm, I'm
That's
only.
just this is an acceptable answer.
I'm only asking
Yeah,
the question
because
because of one of Rick's videos where he calls it a giant purple warlock bukkake.
I'm only going to be thinking about that
Right.
when I edit that video.
In all fairness, I actually stole that line from Story Machine, so I can't be blamed for this.
Oh,
So shout out the story, and also I am not culpable.
so it's his fault.
You are now.
100%. Lawyered.
Because you said it, and then it put the thought Ryan said. Now it's out there in the fucking ether.
I'll have to find.
Well, you
that.
should be excited. You should be excited as that Nova, well, at least like Voidwalker Warlock would be the next thing I'm working on.
Yeah, one of the guys just asking about Spectral Blades.
Spectral
That'd
Blades
be
super
something you
pop.
could probably pull up. Yeah.
Yeah, I did it already.
I missed this.
No, I didn't share it. I just did it in my own world.
Oh,
I
well,
have the footage.
videos or it didn't happen, dude. I mean, that's like rule one.
Let the man have a fucking backlog,
I'm
will you?
only teasing, Jesus
the guy has
Christ.
a, you
It's all
know,
good, guys. It's all good.
No, I mean, well,
But
like
yeah,
if he gets the
Spectral-
flu or
Spectral
something, he
Blades
can
I
still
did.
put out
Blade
content.
Barrage I did.
no, it's
You
I
did
mean,
Blade
we all-
Barrage?
I
I
did.
remember this.
I
remember
didn't
this.
send it out. Obviously,
No, I
you
don't
guys
remember
would
this.
have known if I'd done those two, but I have recorded them already.
Internet would have exploded with those two because those. I don't know if you've noticed, but those are slightly triggering to some people.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah. I mean, I had a lot of Spectral Blades hitting me today, and I'm like, motherfucking purple knife motherfuckers. Like, stop.
I'm all right with him. I can't get around Blade Barrage. It's horse shit.
I
Just
have
last
like
too
a.
long.
The thing is, I think I have the same problem with Spectral Blade, or not Spectral Blades, but Blade Barrage that I do with Nova Bomb. That it doesn't obey the laws of physics at all. Like if I'm directly underneath you or
Space
behind
magic.
you, it shouldn't ever.
No, that's not even my issue. My issue is I have legitimately slammed 3 dudes, and one of them popped Blade Barrage, and he tanks the slam and lives and fires the Blade Barrage. Fuck you. Clip that.
Just me, or
Tag
is it
Deej.
just me, or is like the effective range of the Titan Slam like was silently nerfed about 3 or 4 months ago? Do you notice that? Like,
Hulk smash.
pretty much, yeah. And it
I
you know,
haven't
I'm not.
noticed.
It feels like it hasn't been as effective at range, but yeah, it's just because I'm just really mad about Spectral Blades and Blade Barrage. I'm just saying, maybe that's
Yeah, but you
what it
guys
is.
have a one-hit melee.
We're supposed to. We're Striker Titans. It's
Yeah.
literally in the name.
Oh, every subclass has it.
It's true, but only one subclass tree and
There's-
exotic combination allows it to regen. Won't regen
no.
on any other. Insurmountable doesn't work on the other ones. Trust me, I've looked, tried.
No, but it's still a one.
Yeah, but Kerrigan Greaves works on everything. So
Doesn't
there's
take
that.
away the fact that
Everything.
it one hits.
It's fair, but if it doesn't recharge immediately like it does with a striker, right?
It doesn't.
That's
It's
not-
still it's still a free kill. without
Fair.
ammo.
And I will say, and I've
It's
seen this
not
on Reddit
free.
and
I
on
had
Twitter.
to get there. The getting there was your chance to stop me.
Well,
That's
I
true,
do
at
agree
full
that the
sprint
hunter.
speed.
I do feel that the hunter melees need to be more powerful. I do feel that because
I mean, I think they
um,
all should.
yeah, with the exception of Titans, of course, we already have
Right.
that. But
Right. I
I
think they
do
should
kind of
be
feel I
brought
don't
up to Titan level because then melees, like I think they really nerfed melees and grenades because they just feel like afterthoughts. Like it's a gun battle.
Mhm.
Like we have more than
well, like
just 3 slots.
if you do a throwing knife as a hunter and you get a precision, that should be a one-hit kill. Body
I
shot
agree.
should be pretty deadly, but if you nail that precision, that needs to be a one-hit kill because there's a lot of guys and gals out there that are really good with those things. And when you see the yellow numbers go up, they should be rewarded for that because that shit ain't easy to pull off. There's
Yeah,
no aim
exactly.
assist on those motherfuckers hardly at all.
Exactly.
And I feel like that's a thing. Warlocks may not have a one-hit kill with their melee, but the range on it is absolutely fucking ridiculous. So I think that
range.
cancels out.
Or just make them like maybe you just hold down melee and it's almost like handheld supernova, but it's
Yeah,
with every
if
melee.
we're-
Like you need to hold it down and release it at the right time to
Like a
pull off a
charge
one
melee.
hit. Yeah.
If you took the
I'm alright with that.
the range, if you nerf the range on it by doing that down to like 30% of what it and made it to where it's a guaranteed one-hit kill if you nail it, I'd be down
Fair.
for but again, I think the range if you can get somebody with a glancing blow on the shotgun and they still got half their life left and then they can just leap across the entire fucking map and slap you in the mouth and you're dead, balance, right? Because I don't want the range to go away forever, but I feel like if we're gonna if there's gonna be some way of upping the damage, that there should be some kind of a trade-off there. Just with the
But of course.
hunter, like throwing knife, for example, there isn't a good trade-off for the precision hit. I think that the hunters are being robbed. There, I said something nice about hunters, motherfuckers. All right.
Yeah, and it's a tough thing to hit. Like, yeah, reward those people that
Really
can
is.
get precisions, and you can hit people from
Absolutely.
way back with that thing.
I mean,
Warlock
I'd even
grenades
be
do
okay
not
with
need
an
to be buffed
exotic
with
that
nine.
regened. I'd even be okay with an exotic that regened it by at least half if you nailed the precision hit and it killed them. Like that would be like even doing a full regen on it on a precision hit kill or something.
Isn't there a exotic that does that?
I don't think not for hunters.
I thought there was a perk where if you land a precision, you immediately get a knife back.
Is it? Yeah. Well,
Mona,
kudos
does
to
this
Bungie if
exist?
it's out
Answer.
there.
Well, a bunch of this is changing in like 2 weeks anyway, so it's gonna be moot, and we have no idea what the hell we're talking about.
Yeah,
I think
Like
we're
you-
all,
Usual.
exciting though.
I think we're all at a standstill on this question because none of us are hunters.
Mona, answer the question.
There's no representation.
Go. And James apologizes for breaking your heart, Mona. It's fine.
At least I started with a hunter.
I mean, same.
I mean that makes it redeemable from that perspective, but
Well,
for the rest
IRL,
of
I
us, it's like
started.
Gotcha.
Just think of me in the game.
That was looking.
Different
What was the question?
entity.
So he's a real life hunter, if that helps.
Yeah, that's a better way to put it.
There you go.
All right.
Okay. I knew this was gonna be weird, but this is fine. Well, when you have somebody on that makes content, they do videos, or they stream, or they do art, you know what you're getting into. Your medium is literally your body. So I was thinking about that earlier. It's just kind of like, this is unique because I don't know anybody else in the Destiny world that's ever done anything like this. And
I
to have it
appreciate
so
that.
well received, because I remember the first time I saw it, I'm like, I'm fucking in. I'm getting behind this shit. I don't even know what the fuck this is, but I'm doing it.
Yeah, I'm glad I went back and added them all because it was just still missing something.
And it makes me want to buy After Effects now.
What helps make them more recognizable too, because some of them, on a first glance, you wouldn't necessarily really know what it was for your head because we're used to seeing them with those effects too.
Right.
That was a brilliant move for legitimacy as well as identified.
Right, and I try to not take it away from what the actual movement is, and you definitely look at the game way differently when you break down in like an animation. Like one of my earlier videos was just the sword combo, just the 3 swipes, and then going into the heavy one after that. We're looking at the animation, and it's the way Bungie has stitched things together just gives you such a strong feeling of power, where recreating it, it's like, this isn't humanly possible. Like Quick Fang, no one can physically lunge that low to the ground. Tried,
and yet it's there,
right? And yet it's there, and yet you feel like a badass ninja holding that and running it around. And I know because I had to get reference video for it. Also, doing it IRL, you still, it's that power fantasy. You still feel it, and make pretend and all that. But still, going back to the animations, there's going to be a line where it's like, okay, I can't physically put my body in the position that these animators have made. I'm going to just do the closest as best as I possibly can.
Well, I bet with the finishing moves that are coming up, I would imagine that those are going to be a neat opportunity, because if they're like the emotes, you'll be able to preview them and they'll loop, rotate them.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm hoping for you that that's what it is, because then you can just record it for 5 minutes in rotation, and then you can slow it down, speed it up, do whatever you got to do.
Yeah, I can't wait.
But which I think would make it easier. But as it is now, with all the stuff that you've done, you haven't had any of that to rely on. Of all the stuff that you've released, mind you, that's about stuff you haven't released or things that are upcoming. But the stuff you've released, what was the hardest one to do? What did you have the most difficulty with?
It might be maybe even like the Hunter dodge move in Arc Strider is a move. There's so much ground that's covered, and what the move is, it's a tricking move. And it's based on this move that's kind of like an illusion. That's actually the name of the move, but when you do it in the game, you're doing it like 20 feet, back or forward or whatever, and you only move like 3 feet with it. So there's that difference in like what the animators did, and like that power fantasy, and like how they make you feel like you can literally like dodge incoming missiles with that move, and yet you do it in real life, you move like 2 feet and you're like, what the fuck?
Right, because you don't just have to nail the distance of the jump in that position, but you also have to the twirl in the air and have you be in the right direction, plus look form-wise accurate, and get the distance like that. That's crazy. It makes perfect sense as soon as you said it, but it would not have been the one that I would have thought of in my head.
Right, because it makes short. Perfect sense. Yeah, it's short and quick, and you don't really think about it, and you're like, oh yeah,
and we don't.
You still associate it with the move, like you understand it.
Take 1 through 30. We see take 31 or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
How long does it take you from concept to the final product? And I know this is going to vary. Does it usually take a couple of days? Does it take like a week? Just to get the footage, to make sure you're happy with it. What would you say is the?
I honestly, it's kind of I get it in a session. Like I go to the gym and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do, you know, these couple moves, and I try to just bang them out. And sometimes I only walk out with one finished, or sometimes I walk out with, you know, three finished. Like all the Sunbreaker videos I did in one session, and it took me about like 2-3 hours to get them to a place where I felt happy.
That's a lot of endurance. 3 hours of doing on that kind of stuff.
The dude's
That
a
is
ninja, bro.
proverbially off of that. I mean, he is.
Oh yeah,
I've seen his
the
other
lucky
stuff,
part
bro.
is
The
I get to
dude's
sit
legit
down
ninja.
and edit, the next day.
That's fair. So there is recovery time involved. You're not invincible. See that? Here, I thought you were.
Well,
Oh,
oh shit, we lost him.
Yep, he
For fuck's
dropped.
sake.
Yep,
This
this is gonna be.
Well, we know. Well,
Thanks,
we
Mike.
know he is not invincible, and neither is his Wi-Fi, and that's okay.
Come back.
I
All right,
think.
let me ask you this, because we're getting to the end. Just because I'm curious about it. If someone was interested in pursuing a career in stunt work, where would they even start?
First, you got to meet one.
Okay, so
And
they're gonna
then-
you're gonna get a bunch of Twitter messages now.
Oh, great. Not if I delete it. You got to join the union, the Screen Actors Guild, which isn't free. And then from there, you just have to meet someone. You have to meet, someone in the business, in your area, or in,
Where you really have
a
to piss
centralized
somebody
area.
off to go, I want to blow that motherfucker up.
That'll get you a job, though. Maybe say, hi, my name is blank first, and then do
That
it.
is relatable. Yeah, but I got a gig.
It's like, man, you really handled yourself with that grenade launcher.
Any other questions?
But it's a
That's a whole other kind of inner office politics I had not considered about doing what he did. If I piss somebody off, I might just get cold coffee. If he pisses somebody off, he might have to be on fire for the next 3 days. Cut, cut.
And they don't
do it
use
again.
Any of it, they just cut it from the film.
oh god, yeah, that happens a lot.
Oh yeah. There have been actual famous actors that thought they were in a movie until it came out. It was like, wait, what?
That's true.
Yeah, they just replaced them with an inflatable doll.
A half inflated doll.
See, it's not just me.
We've
Yes.
corrupted James. We've turned him into one of
I
us.
get the feeling that we didn't, we let him be unfiltered. That's all we did, man. That's all
We are the kryptonite of the gaming community. It's fine.
That's right. Hey, but you know what? Not everyone can be Superman or Superwoman. Sometimes you gotta have some kryptonite. And if you need kryptonite, you're gonna be at GCX next year. You can come to our booth and allow us to infect you with our ways. The way that we're doing this is through our Patreon, which is at destinyunfiltered.com/Patreon. The idea there is that it's going to fund our ability to spread the poison and wonder that is Destiny Unfiltered to content creators of all shapes and sizes, of all walks of life, and give them a chance to be able to meet up with people that like their stuff and meet new people and generally participate in things that, maybe without a few drinks they wouldn't think of ever doing. But, hey,
you
there
say?
you go.
Keep
That
going.
was
didn't
not
hear what he
me.
said.
That was not me.
Weird.
Go with it.
That'll be a fun edit. But in any case, if you give to that Patreon, there's a lot of great perks out there that are unique to what's there. It's exclusive content, and it's our way of saying thank you for helping us. Hopefully, make some other people's dreams come true. Do some great things on GCX, which benefit St. Jude's and so forth. So it's a great thing. So head on over there at destinyunfiltered.com/Patreon. If you want to talk about things and get a feel for what we're doing, you go over to destinyunfiltered.com/Discord. We are as unfiltered as fuck as we can be there. We even have a not safe for work. If we didn't, we'd probably have a horrible reputation. I mean, more so than we do now. But destinyunfiltered.com, go to Discord, go to Patreon, check us. And if you like it, hopefully you join. Hopefully you support. And thanks for listening every week. Your support is everything.
You're way better at that sober. I just want to throw that out there.
I agree.
Is there swag for Patreons?
It's coming. We're getting there.
Yes. Perks, and there's no swag yet, but there are perks. If you want swag, let us know what you're interested in. We'll try to make it happen for you.
Boop's making fucking t-shirts, so maybe we can get him on that.
I have to make a t-shirt. A better t-shirt.
You are welcome to the thumbnail that I made. I give this to you. That's the extent of my graphic design ability.
All right.
And it is all done from my Android device, because I am average.
Because he couldn't figure out the iPhone.
Dude, the fact that I even know how to work Adobe Premiere is a minor miracle in of itself, to the extent that I've got to.
I mean, to be fair, I won't use it.
Branded inflatable dolls. That's what we need for swag. I mean, we could probably get cans of Natty Light and get some shit printed on those.
And now
I'm going to stop apologizing for anything I say, because it always comes back in the end that it's funny.
You're going to buy cans of Natty Light just to print over them.
Oh, God.
No.
Even Iron City is better than that.
Hey, Iron City's not that bad. I've had way worse beers, dude.
Yeah, it's called Natural Light.
Keystone.
There was one place.
Bro, no. Touche.
Those duels.
Flat out. Got me out.
Yeah.
Keystone.
That's not beer, though.
Yingling.
Ooh. There was I was coming home from a show we did in Cleveland, and the show went really late, and so that drive is normally about 2.5 hours. I was tired. It took me about 3, and I was still about a half hour from home, and I just wasn't gonna make it. I was swerving on the road because I was tired. I decided to stop at this really shitty looking hotel, and I did not know this at the time, but they let you pay by the hour, and I'm like, oh, it's that kind of hotel. Didn't know that at all. And I paid for 4 hours for the room, and I was there with my then girlfriend, which we weren't there for any of that, but we paid for 4 hours. He goes, oh, well, there's 2 of you. You paid for at least 2 hours. Here's your free beer. And he puts this beer on the counter. It's in a red can, and it had a silhouette of like a Native American on it, like inside profile. I don't remember the name of the beer, and I've never seen it before or since.
Where was this hotel? I'm gonna go find this fucking place.
This was side of Norwin, Pennsylvania, right off the turnpike, like 10 minutes off the turnpike. And I can see the hotel in my head, and I can take you there. It wouldn't be hard to get. It's right off the turnpike as you're heading Route 30. It was up on the hill and recessed. It looked like serial murders had happened there. And then you walk in, you turn the lights on, the cockroaches like, they're here, and they go all over the place.
I mean, I'm just going for
I got sleep,
but
I mean, I wouldn't, because I thought I had a good guess of what battery acid tasted like. Then I had that beer, and I'm like, maybe I'm wrong. Because this tastes like what I thought battery acid would taste like.
It's just
And-
like Drano in a can.
I feel like Drano would have more flavor. You know, this was just caustic, and I immediately regretted it. I got about a third way through the can. I'm like, I'm not like fuck this, and I went to sleep, and that was that. But it was like this weird combination of.
Do you know
Stop
you were
at this
gonna wake
hotel.
up?
Oh, by the way, I was worried about it to be sure, you know, because I go to this place and I'm like, oh, apparently hookers operate here. Oh, and here's a beer that probably has poison. And, you know, so there was that moment where you're like, maybe this will be my little swan song here in Norwin, Pennsylvania. So much for my music career and my life. But yeah, I woke up and, you know, the cockroaches said goodbye. They were very polite and we left, and that was that. But I will say this. I would drink Natty Light before I'd ever drink that fucking shit again. That's bad memories. Bad memories.
All right. On that note, on that note, can we please kill this dog and put it out of its misery?
Absolutely.
Jim, if anyone wants to find you, where the fuck can they find you? We know this.
In that fucking hotel, that's for sure. Just
We have a website.
if you're
I forgot about this.
if you're
Never
looking,
mind.
right, exactly. If you're looking for any of us, all you got to do is go to destinyunfiltered.com. All of our social links are there, and then each of us have different things that will link from there. So if you're looking for any of us, that's probably the easiest way to find it.
James, thank you so much for coming on tonight.
It's
It's been enjoyable. No fucking doubt. It's definitely been enjoyable.
Thanks for having me.
Oh no, man.
Where can the people find you?
Yes.
I'm on Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Easiest way is Twitter. Handle is Newmy Dude. That's E, and Dude spelt with 2 zeros. And you can find my YouTube and Instagram from there. Instagram is also easy. It's just IRL Guardian, and vice versa. I'm finding other platforms through those two. And yeah.
That's it. So I got Ryan.
Just get us the hell out of here.
All right.
James, thanks for putting up with our shit. You've been an awesome
Yeah.
dude.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Ladies and gentlemen, what we got going on next week? Oh, next week we have Bell Bunny. It's gonna be weirder than this, I guarantee that.
And
But
we're also having a guest host next week, correct?
and Green is coming on with us as well. So
Okay. And next week
we may
Jim,
stay sober.
Jim will
probably
not be
not.
hosting the call next week.
Nobody knows what that means.
Because of all the flickering. This is all
Right, because all this stuff.
Nobody listening to the sound of my voice gives a fuck about that right now.
I'm pretty sure they didn't care about a can of beer that tastes
Shut the
like
fuck up.
battery acid either. So
Oh
shoot this horse and let's go.
I was trying to, then you started complaining about fucking network bullshit. Shut the fuck up. All right. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Are we raiding
Goodbye.
anybody?
No, fuck off.
That was inflated.